We are travelers staying in the Philippines for 2 months on a very remote island. And in this video, we are going into town for our last night before heading first thing in the morning to the boat dock and making our way back to Manila. We were invited by the owner of Jello ice cream shop to come have free ice cream. So we decided that would be a great way to celebrate our time in Polillo and enjoy hanging out with our friends one last time. And the next morning, very early in the morning, we head back, and I've got some really great footage of our travels that I'm really excited to show you all. All of our travels start with a tricycle ride and me trying to get a shot of those rice fields. The kids on the bike with Lele waving away, having the best time going down these windy roads, some paved, some dirt roads. We always see such lush vegetation. Everything is very green. Coconut trees everywhere, tricycles, motorcycles, the whole vibe, the whole atmosphere. It's like being on a movie set, I keep saying. Love seeing the kids having so much fun. It's just such a fun ride on the tricycle into town. It goes very fast. We love seeing the animals, the rice fields, the fresh air, the sunset, the sun flares. It's all very great.
So many pictures of rice fields, and that's why your storage is all backed up.
Levi giving me such a hard time because I completely ran out of storage on my phone, taking so many beautiful pictures.
I know it's pretty, but I'm caught in the ball. We've had plenty of rice fields today.
Another reason we needed to go into town was because we needed to stop by the ATM to make sure we had enough cash for the boat, for the van ride that's going to come pick us up and all of our luggage at 4 o'clock in the morning. We needed also some cash in Manila. We're going to stay in Manila for a few days. And so this was just the perfect time to go into town, have a little fun. I always love showing the town, the jeepneys that are hanging around, the different buildings, what people are selling. Usually it looks like people are selling things out of their houses. You're not going to see a KFC here. You're not going to see anything like Burger King or Jollibee. No Jollibee out here. There's no chain restaurants. There's no super stores, super grocery stores. And mostly it's local owned businesses, small business owners that are in this town. And so every shop is totally different everywhere. So I wanted to show you the town. I love every time I get footage of the town. I love how this is sort of an iconic street there with the sunflower coming in. We had to stop at the ATM here, and that's what we're doing. Right across from the ATM is the gym, and you can kind of see it there. There's always a lot of teens hanging around. We parked and Jeremy went up to get money from the ATM, and there was a really long line. Meanwhile, there was a lot of teens that gathered around the boys to take pictures with them. These people love foreigners, and they don't get to be around visitors very often, so they love it when visitors come to them. Several of them mentioned that they were surprised that Levi was 11 and Jackson was 14. Because of their height, they seem much taller to the Filipino people because overall the height in the Philippines is much shorter.
Oh my god!
That's still in the frickin'.
Jeremy needed to wait for the ATM, and it must have taken 35 minutes. So we are just waiting here. So we took a chance to take some pictures with some of the locals that we got to visit with and ask questions. Most of them were all local born and raised. We got our cash and we headed out to dinner at Jello Ice Cream. As I mentioned in the intro of this video, Jello Ice Cream invited us to have free ice cream at their place. And so we thought, you know what, we'll just go ahead and have dinner there to sort of return the favor, order some food, and then have ice cream. This is a really special night for us because we are celebrating our last night in Polillo, and we have had such a wonderful 2 months, and we wanted to spend it with Lele, Eliel, Shenzi, and Zord, and Zakiro. The kids became so close during our stay, and I believe they will be lifelong friends. Me and Lele became very good friends after hours and hours of me standing in the kitchen while she cooked dinner. Many times, Zord is testing his strength against the arm wrestling of Jackson here. When you have 4 boys, there's always arm wrestling in the mix. And as we were there, some more local friends found us and were taking pictures with Jackson, which I think is absolutely hilarious. This is like no other experience we've ever had. Then we got to meet the owner, who offered us a free dinner after offering us free ice cream. He would not let us pay for dinner. Lele is exchanging her big ice cream for Levi's small ice cream, which is such a Lele thing to do. So Levi got this huge ice cream because it was actually Lele's first, but the ice cream was great.
What are you eating?
I'm eating ice cream in a bun. You know what it's called?
Yeah.
Ice cream in a bun. It's good. It's like you get some chewy and kind of like savory from the bread, and then you get the sweet from the ice cream. It's good.
I've never seen that. That's funny. The food was so comforting, from Jello ice cream. It was the perfect way to end our time in Polillo, and we left with full bellies, full of dessert, and we hung outside waiting to get back on the tricycles and the motorcycle on the way back. And this is us just hanging out, always sort of playing with each other, messing with each other. Our families just got along so well with Lele and Eliel's family. They have 3 kids. Y'all are so cute. It was just such a great time because our families worked so well together. Now it is time to head back to the house, and we had spent time packing up our bags and cleaning up the house and cleaning up the yard. And it was at this point that I'm reflecting on our time and how many memories we had, and just reflecting back of how much life we lived here just on this island. While we were on our way back, someone pulled us over and said, "Hey, can we get a picture with you guys?" So we actually stopped this tricycle on the side of the road and took a picture with the people that wanted a picture with us. And it's a good thing they did ask, because it was our last night in Polillo. So we all went to bed, and this is actually the next morning, and we said our tearful goodbyes to Lele and Eliel. We will certainly miss them. And Zord actually made tie-dye t-shirts for the twins. They absolutely love them. So that is why the twins are in tie-dye shirts. They wore them out on our trip to the boat dock. After staying for 2 months, it takes quite a lot of effort to get all packed up and back in our tiny bags, anything that we may or may not have accumulated along the way. But this time I'm gonna get really good footage of this boat because it is so neat to see at night. It was even kind of raining, but just going, it's just such an otherworldly experience to be on this boat. I've never been on a boat like this. I've hardly ever been on boats before in my life anyway. And it was just so neat. We get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. The boat leaves at 5 o'clock in the morning. You kind of see the sun rising. The boat's very loud. The kids were trying to sleep on the boat a little bit. And then by the time we got there, it was sunrise and the sun was out, and we were getting our bags. It's a little tough sometimes getting those bags over the boats, but there was plenty of people there to help, and it was just good to be back on land, headed to Manila and see where life takes us next. Some of the people at the boat dock recognized us from my videos, which I think is really wild because my videos were very popular in the Philippines. But the boat dock itself is just really neat, both sides of it. And we had a van already set up to pick us up and take us on a 4-hour ride, which sometimes ends up being 6 hours, back into Manila to go to an Airbnb where we are staying in Manila for a couple of days. We didn't want to do too much travel. We are headed to Vietnam, and so we don't want to do too much travel at once. It's very tiring, and so just doing this 8-hour trip, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. We had a couple more days to spend. We wanted to spend a little bit more time in Manila, and so that's what we're doing. We're headed to our condo. Kevin there playing some old school Mario games. The electronics always come in handy on road trips. And it's at this point that I'm noticing the stark contrast between Polillo with all of the nature, the dirt roads, the tricycle. Now we are right back into Manila with the traffic and the highways, the roads, the cars. Anyways, we made it to our condo, and even being in our condo had a different feel, a different reacclimation, and we are just really glad to be settled in our new place, and we just spent the rest of the day resting. Thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video. That is our trip coming out of Polillo Island back into Manila. We're headed to Vietnam. I hope you will continue to follow us on our journey. I appreciate everyone who watched till the very end. If you did, let me know in the comments. Be sure and follow because I'll be posting some more videos about our time in Manila. I'll see you then.